guys? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Sean Diddy Combs, you have finally found a black woman lawyer to take your money. Y'all, why am I using her race? Because Diddy wanted a black lawyer. Y'all didn't know? Diddy was on a hunt and literally put out a bounty for black lawyers. He wanted 4 black women in the court because he knows that that is the surest way. First of all, we the most competent. I'm just saying. Latino women, Asian women, y'all gonna have to wait, right? Let me finish. But second of all, right? He wanted those black lawyers because he wanted to throw himself a pity party, and he was offering north of $2-3 million per lawyer as retainers for them to come on. Now, in my mind, I'm like, you need to up that because the public fallout from representing this man, I don't know. And I kept waiting for a black lawyer to come forward. Well, baby, one actually came forward, and I said, okay, like a check's a check. We all got to make our money, right? But then I said, huh? She did this nonsensical interview with TMZ. It wasn't even an interview. But again, this is coming from TMZ. My opinion, TMZ is firmly in Diddy's camp. If you guys don't know, it was exposed that Mark Garagos and Harvey Levin, the owner, operator, and face and controller of TMZ, they have a podcast together. Mark Garagos is Diddy's lawyer, but hasn't made an appearance. Anyway, anything you hear from TMZ, you know that he is doing his good friend, Mark Garagos, a favor. So here it goes, right? They said that Diddy's new lawyer, this is the woman that is representing the man that beat Cassie and numerous other people senseless. She is saying, says she has survived SA. Now, when I first read that headline, I said, oh, okay, like, what do you want me to do with that? But you know what? I'm going to let y'all be the judge. Listen to this mess. This is your angle. Listen. Nicole Westmoreland, the newest, and she's very, very accomplished, right? The newest lawyer on Diddy's team is a survivor of SA because she was allegedly raped back in 2001. I said, what do you want me to do with, I mean, I know what you want me to do with this information, but how do you expect me to do it with, so, Nicole, are you a monster? Because, are you trying to say you were raped, but you're defending Diddy, who's accused of sex trafficking, because it wasn't a rape like you experienced? Or are you trying to get us to believe that you wouldn't represent a guilty man? But what about the guilty man offering $2.5, $3.5, $4 million? What about that? Would you do that for a retainer? Maybe. Anyway, let's get into what Westmoreland said. She said, because, golly, what? Oh my God, Diddy's team is like emotion, sadness. Can there be a little je ne sais quoi? If you're gonna try to manipulate me, can you do it a little better? Can you make me feel like it was my own choice? Anyway, they said the powerhouse attorney who officially joined Diddy's team this morning was just 19 years old back in 2001 when she worked for a company that helped people reinstate suspended driver's license. Now, according to Westmoreland, Brian Williams, vice president of Cash Money Records, Gator boots in the new Fendi shoes. I'm trying to do, ain't got no job, but I stay fly. Yes, I Googled it. Google Still Fly by Manny Fresh, right? So Brian Williams was vice president of Cash Money Records, and a man named Stone met her and asked her to make a sales pitch to the company at Patchwork Recording Studio in Atlanta. Now, trigger warning, things get really dark. One night, she says she and 3 female friends went to the recording studio where a large gathering was taking place. According to Westmoreland, a man named Alfred Cleveland was there, and she says he was a friend of Ronald Williams, the then president of Cash Money Records and also Brian's brother. Oh, I thought Birdman, flying any weather. I thought Birdman was the owner. Anyway, during the evening, Westmoreland says she went to use the bathroom, and Cleveland offered to show her where it was. She says Cleveland got her to the bathroom, forced her inside, and raped her. Now, she claims another man came to the door, during which Cleveland allegedly told him to keep guard and then allegedly tried to pass her off to him. But Nicole says she begged him not to, and he let her go. She later said she was threatened about going to the police. but she did anyway, and Cleveland was arrested and charged with rape. He ultimately pled to aggravated assault with intent to rape. Of course, how? You know, in life, I wonder about people's choices, and I hope I'm never in a situation where that happens to me with Cash Money Records, and then I am now defending someone that has been accused 11 times of doing the same thing. Why did they let that be known? What do you want me to do with that? I feel very sorry that she or any person, woman, man, child, had to experience something like that. But now you're representing Diddy, and you don't know if Diddy's innocent. You believe he's innocent, but you don't know if he's innocent. So you're going by gut feeling, right? I'm taking to that attorney because you believe he's innocent, just like I believe Diddy's guilty. So you're defending him based off of his word and his multi-million-dollar retainer. You're probably going to end up getting 10, 15 million off this case. Probably 10 million, maybe more, who knows, right? So you're going off of your gut instinct that you, a victim of SA, because what these girls went through doesn't look like what you went through, then it can't be the same thing. And you're releasing this, weaponizing it, if you will, your trauma to the public because you want us to say, if she was a victim of rape and she's representing Diddy, maybe Diddy's innocent. Maybe. She did everything a victim should do, right? She ran to the police, and even though she still ran to the police. Okay. So does that mean that if anybody doesn't run to the police and do exactly what you did, then they're not a real victim? What do you want me to do with this information? Y'all, I'm very, very serious. What does Diddy's team want us to do in this information? I'm trying very hard not to discount this woman's story because it's very tragic. But you go through all that and you turn around and you do it because you believe Sean Diddy Combs is innocent, or do you believe that his checks cash? And this goes for all his defense team, but especially her, because TMZ ran a thing about the way she is a victim of SA. But you're turning around and representing Diddy, who you don't know whether he's guilty or innocent. I would think that you would hold back and just wait. What did this man tell you to make you think he was so innocent? What did you see in the evidence to be like, this is a travesty? What? You were violently raped, and that's fine, but you don't feel any type of way of literally representing a monster that broke many women's faces open? You don't feel something about representing a monster that beat somebody senseless in a hall? I mean, I get it. Some defense attorneys are morally bankrupt, and this ain't even just to her. I'm not taking shots. This is a lot of defense attorneys that are representing people that are high net worth. But they said, of course, Diddy's being accused of sexual assault and raping numerous people with many civil cases pending. The second day of the selection wrapped up. There's another 16 potential jurors, mostly men, were added to the jury pool because Diddy thought that there were too many women in the jury. But yet you're struggling to get women to represent you because you think that women can strike the tone to make other women believe them about whether or not they were raped. Y'all, listen, Diddy's trolls are in the comments. She's an actual survivor who went to the authorities as soon as the assault happened, despite the perpetrator threatening her and being linked to powerful people. She's there to prove that his victims are lying. Yes, because only people that are actual victims actually go and speak truth to power. Kudos to her. Somebody said, so she knows what kind of thing her client put people through. Trump's economy must be real bad if she's that desperate for money. This is a dirty tactic. Someone else said, so she's okay with other people being SA, so as long as it's not her. Got it. Another person said, and this is me. Sharmack said, I'm not following. How does this help the case? Oopsie say, usually it doesn't. The optics are supposed to be she wouldn't be with him if he did the things he was accused of. But of course, even the best people can slip up and do some really bad illegal stuff. Thank you, Oopsie Snizzle, Madam Michelle, Kylie Jenner's real face, Oopsie, and Sinatral. What does Diddy want us to do with that information? Why did they release that? That makes his defense lawyer look morally bankrupt. And let me just say, I find it odd that out of all his lawyers, he waited till a black woman came on his team, and now he's exploiting her past and her trauma. And I really wonder now, did she okay this being ran, or did Diddy run with it? Because when it comes time, and as much as Diddy says, oh my God, respect Black Queen, I notice that the only people's trauma that you're weaponizing right now is the only black woman that actually joined the team to help to help yourself. I'm just saying. Anyway, you dance with the devil. Whoo. Y'all know what it is. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.